Looks like we are live. What is going on, Bree Hive? Welcome back to another live stream today. Today, we are doing things a little bit different, but not all that different because we have done something similar before. Today, we are going to be jumping or logging back onto Reddit to see the craziness that are going on in family law style cases and or just divorce. Am I the a-hole? Let's go ahead and see what these people have going on with their lives and see if they're actually justified in the things that they have done as far as their case is going or as far as their family members' case is going. I think it's going to be a good time. There are some hot topics, or maybe not hot topic, maybe some controversial things on here that we're going to cover, and I would definitely love to hear the Bree Hive's opinion. For those of you who do not know who I am Boss Attorney Bree, and here on this channel, we cover trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, celebrity lawsuits, and really whatever the heck we feel like covering. And today, we are doing the whatever the heck we feel like covering, and we're hopping onto Reddit to see what kind of drama that other people have in their lives. We cover celebrities all the time. We cover big companies all the time. Now we're going to look into the more normal people and see what kind of issues they have so that we can judge them. But before we get into that, I am going to go ahead and see who is live in the chat. If you guys have not already, please do hit the like button. It helps us out in the algorithm. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. We have a lot of fun over here. So we would love for you to join our little crew here. All right, so let's see who is here live. We have Z Seltzer, a member of the channel, dropping by with some emojis that StreamYard does not like to show us. We got Tanya D, another member of the channel and a moderator of the channel, saying good evening to Z Seltzer and me. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you. Summer Butterfly, welcome into the live stream, saying good evening. I know what's odd about my screen. I have it set up wrong. Let me fix my configuration over here. I'm like, why am I looking way over there? Okay. Then we got Tanya D saying, hey to Summer Butterfly. Kimmy Locker, another member of the channel, saying hello to everyone. Hello and welcome into the live stream. If you guys are just hopping on, go ahead and drop in the chat. Let me know that you're here because I'm actually starting this part of it pretty earlier than I normally do. Okay. Summer Butterfly saying hello to Tanya D. TXJ Cha-Cha saying hello. Welcome back into the live stream. We got Tanya D saying, I have to run into the pharmacy, BRB. Well, get into that pharmacy before they close. But thanks for letting us know. We are just happy to have everyone here live. Kimmy Locker says, drive safely to Tanya D. Yes, of course, drive safely, walk safely these days, right? And Word saying, hey, yo, hey, y'all. Hello and welcome into the live stream. As I talked about when I first started the stream, we are going to be covering some Am I the A-hole on Reddit, some good cases revolving around marriage, family, kids. Some good cases was revolving around assets and how do we split them in divorce. I know one topic that comes up a lot, or maybe not a lot on social media, but it comes up a lot on like those little talk shows of if a woman should give their engagement ring back if they divorce or they don't end up getting married. So we have a story covering that today. We got some stories of family members blaming their own family members as to why they're getting a divorce. So we're going to jump right into it. I know we don't have a long intro today. That's okay. Let's go ahead and jump right into the stories. Let me go ahead and share the screen because I know the peeps like to see what's going on, maybe read at their own pace because y'all know I be tripping over my words. Let me know if y'all... Let me pull it over here. No, it's not. It's my second monitor. It's making like these weird speckle pink things, and I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look like it's showing up for y'all on YouTube. Okay, let me go ahead and jump into the case or the story. I guess it's more of a story today. All right, so let's go back up. All right. Am I the a-hole for saying that it's my sister's fault her husband is divorcing her? I mean, it sounds harsh, but we kind of have to see how you ended up getting to this level. Like, why are you telling your sister that it's her fault that her husband is going to divorce her? Let's jump into it. My 27 female sister, 32 female, is currently in the process of divorce started by her husband, 40 male. They were married for a total of 2 years. The problem started when brother-in-law wanting his own biological kids, I'll explain later, and my sister not wanting them. So this looks like a situation where one person wanted kids, the other person did, and they're hinting at biological. So maybe she's gonna offer him to adopt kids, or some people think that their pets are kids. So she might say we already have a dog, but let's see. I'm live reacting along with y'all. Let's see. Should we do a poll? I think we should do polls. Let me see. Where's my poll at? Okay, am I the a-hole? Ida is what they call it. And then we have yes, no, and we'll give you a neutral today. So y'all got to listen to the story. Don't vote before you hear the story. Let's see. Okay. 2 people married, getting a divorce after 2 years. One person wants kids and one person does not want kids. Okay, we got to recap there. Let's go. She was always against having kids, but the moment they started seeing each other, she started making certain changes about herself. He had the courtesy of telling quite early where he wanted the relationship to go, and my sister at that point went from no to maybe to one day, then yes. So she allegedly changed her mind, saying no, she didn't want to have kids. And as she was dating him, it turned into a yes, she does want to have kids. They got married, but maybe the realization finally hit her when she went to meet our cousin who had given birth. Yes, a new mother's body is not exactly the epitome of sexy because pregnancy does things to a mother body. I could tell sister was detracting, and it was still early in the marriage when I asked her to reconsider and end the marriage now before it's too late. She was adamant that she wanted a child, but I could tell she was flaky. She never talked to me, but she would talk to our mother, and I would hear from how brother-in-law was still going on about wanting a child, but she is not feeling like wanting a child anymore. Oh boy. Okay, so she actually advised her sister not to have the kids or end the marriage because she knew that brother-in-law wanted kids and she didn't. I don't know. It seems a little pushy to me though, but let's go on. A month ago, brother-in-law reached his limit and finally asked sister to be upfront, and she straight up told him she does not want to be a mother and started offering alternatives like adoption. You would still be a mother if you adopt. You just don't have to go through the pregnancy part of it. You're still a mother. Okay, brother-in-law did not want to hear any of that, and sister came to live with us. Oh, she got kicked out. As why brother-in-law want biological children. He was previously married and has 2 children, and he found out that he was previously married and has 2 children, and he found out that neither of them are biologically his. He pays child support but does not see the kids anymore. Understandable. Sister also knew this, but maybe love blinds people. And this is why I live react, because what are you doing? She is here bawling her eyes out because brother-in-law has started the divorce proceedings and does not want any sort of compromise. Parents have been giving brother-in-law for like stuff for days now, and so is sister now about how stubborn he is and wish he could see it before, or wish she could see it before, wish he could see it before. It got annoying to the point where I told her that it was her fault that she was not ready, lied to him, and now expect him to accommodate, fully knowing his side, and that her foolishness impacted the life of 2 people. Now they are angry at me for taking his side. Am I the a-hole? If so, what can I do to make it right? I am not going to retract my words because they are exactly what she did. Okay, so let's regroup here. Sister married brother-in-law, told him, or at first she didn't want to have kids, turned it to okay, maybe, and then turned it to yes, I would like to have kids. She went to visit her cousin who just had a kid and decided that her body was not up to par and she does not want to participate in having kids because she does not want her body to not be up to par. Told husband this and said, maybe we can do adoption because I don't want to be a mother. Even though adoption, you're still a mother. And then it turns out that brother-in-law wants biological children because he was previously married to some lady that had some kids, told him that it was his, and neither one of them were biologically related to him. So homegirl was out there cheating. And the sister basically told the sister that you're an a-hole because you told this man that you wanted to have kids. And then you backtracked, you changed your mind with no apparent reason, no apparent warning. And now all of a sudden you want to know if you're the a-hole. No, she doesn't want to know if she's the a-hole. Sister that's writing this, OP, you are not the a-hole. I think your sister is the a-hole. Like, how do you sit there and trick someone into marriage? I feel like he could get no, he probably couldn't get an annulment because she lied and said she would have kids. Okay, that's fraud. She committed fraud. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat. Please let me know if you guys have comments on the story, which I don't see any comments. Where are the chats? Where are the chats, guys? Let me know what you think about the story. We have the votes coming in, and we only have one vote that says no. If you guys have not voted yet, please go ahead and put in your vote for this story. We're going to jump into the next, I keep wanting to call it a case because that's normally what we cover on this channel, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the next story. I'm going to say no, she's not the a-hole. Sister is definitely the a-hole. She should not have pretended that she wanted to get married or pretended that she wanted to have children just to marry this guy who has already had a pretty bad run with having biological children. Okay? And so we got some more votes come in, but you guys say neutral. You think she's the a-hole? Do you think the wording that she used is bad? Why is it neutral rather than no or yes? I feel like it's a little more. Someone said yes. Let me know in the chat why you think that this lady is the a-hole. I would really, really love to know. So it looks like we got one chat coming in from TXJ Cha-Cha saying wife is at fault there. She's the a-hole, not OP. Husband was upfront with history and his plans. Should have stopped the foolishness early and not wasted time. I kind of want to know a little bit more. I agree with you. I kind of want to know a little bit more about the dynamic. Like, what was so amazing about him that she decided that she's going to pretend to want children, or momentarily for a few years decide that she wants children, and then when it actually comes up, backs out and try to convince him of doing something else. I wonder what the dynamic was. Like, is he rich? Did he like take care of her? Did she feel like she was getting old and she needed to get married? Why not find someone that just doesn't want to have children just like you? Law Nerd Amber, hello, welcome into the live stream, saying I miss Am I the a-hole? So I went neutral. Oh, okay, that's no problem. You didn't hear the story. It is okay. We can always go back and watch it on the replay, but it's nice to see you here live. Ari says, I don't think the sister is an a-hole for changing her mind. The more I see of the birthing process, the less I want it. That is also true. When you find out all the things that can go wrong and that can happen to you from having children, definitely understand changing the mind. I think the issue with her is that she knew, like, her whole life, she did not want to have children. And then she met this man, married him, and then 2 years into the marriage, or actually it said early in the marriage, not even the full 2 years, she just decided that, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm going back to my original thoughts from childhood that I don't want to have kids, and you should have to compromise. I think she should have just said, hey, I don't want to have kids. If you want to still have kids, maybe you should go out and find someone else. So I definitely understand changing your mind. I definitely do, because the things that can happen in pregnancy are crazy. But I think in her situation, she knew she didn't want to have kids, and she just told that man she did in order to get the ring and to get married. TXJ Cha-Cha said, husband should have gotten a sperm count before planning. Maybe he wants bio kids, but what if he can't? But would that be messed up to be like, hey, maybe you should go get checked out because maybe you can't even have kids? I don't know how nice that would be. Plans could change based on facts, but not like wife's flakiness. Yeah, I would agree with you there. It would have been fine if maybe she, never really had an opinion, or she did want kids and then she started seeing what happens to other people's bodies and things like that and then decided not to. But to clearly know that your husband wants to have kids before you get married and you know that you don't, but you changed your mind in order to accommodate him, and then you back out after the marriage, I think that's a little messed up. Ari says, and she did offer alternatives. She did offer alternatives, but then the only alternative was adoption, and she's still not going to be the mother, according to her. She's just going to adopt some kids for him. I thought that it was going to be worse, and she was going to offer that they got a pet. Okay, so we got more votes in. Right now we have 33% yes for the sister. Oh, and that might be a little bit confusing. The sister who wrote the post saying that she told her sister it's her fault that they're getting a divorce. We got 33% yes, 44% no, and 22% neutral. Let me catch these last few chats, and then we're going to jump into the next story here. TXJ Cha says, oh, I don't mean now that they are divorcing. I meant maybe he should have done that after finding out two of were not his before marrying his current wife. That is true. Yeah, maybe he should have done that. But at the same time, his ex-wife was cheating. He probably didn't want to think it was his problem, but I definitely get you there. Kimmy Locker says, I agree. At Ari, if the sister tricked her husband from the start, she'd be the a-hole, but I think she wavered to make him happy and maybe wasn't honest with herself. Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. She either wasn't honest with herself or she full outright lied. That's what it is. It's one of those two. Mr. CKB, hello, welcome back to the live stream, saying there's also the quality of life component. She probably did want to have a kid, but then living with dude and getting to know dude, who's to say he wasn't putting her through hell? Just saying. That is true. The information is not in the story, so we don't really know. But that could possibly, maybe she is blaming it on the fact that, it messed up her cousin's body. But in reality, she says he doesn't help out around the house and she doesn't want to have kids with someone who's not going to help out around the house or with the baby. So that's a possibility too, but we just don't know because it's not in the fact pattern, what I like to call it. Boo I'ma Go says, hey everyone, hello, welcome into the live stream. And then TXJ Cha says, adoption is a great option. Children deserve parents, but not all parents deserve kids. Her plans to adopt to keep him doesn't feel right, like it means to keep him only, which is why I feel like she kind of lied to him saying that she wanted to have kids, because she was like, I don't want to be a mother. How about we do adoption? But when you adopt someone, you are becoming their parents. You would be considered the mother when you adopt someone. It's not like it's a dog and you become the owner, even though a lot of people with pets like to say, that's their kid, and they're their mom and dad. But at the same time, it almost seems like she's a little bit detached from motherhood rather than not necessarily only not wanting to give birth, if that makes sense. Tanya D says, okay, I'm back. Friendly reminder, make sure you hit the like button to boost the Bree Hive in the algorithm. Yes, of course, if you have not already, please do hit the like button. It helps us get more friends. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because we got to get back on track. All right, let's go ahead. Let me see how many likes we're at. Maybe we'll do our little competition. We have 14 likes and 24 people watching live. If you have not hit the like button, please do hit the like button. It helps us out. We would like to get to 50 likes this live stream. That is the goal for today. So let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. I think we got Lana Amber says, look, Miss Ma'am, if you adopt, you're a mom. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't just say, you can adopt one of those things called kids. That's basically what she's saying. Like, that's not how it works. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Did I close one? Uh-oh. I think I lost. Okay. Here's one that I think would be a good one. Let's go ahead and jump into this one. Come on, screen. Let's get it together. All right. We got, am I the a-hole for keeping my engagement ring after a divorce? Now, this one is a little bit more up my alley. I feel like it has, it's controversial on the interwebs, especially on like male podcasts and things like that. I don't know if my audience is a, avid male podcast watcher, but yeah, this is a hot topic amongst them. Am I the a-hole for keeping my engagement ring after a divorce? I, 35 female, was married to my ex-husband, 36, for 10 years. So pretty long marriage. We divorced 3 years ago. We have a son together who's 5. Our divorce wasn't messy. No one cheated, and we agreed on everything when we divorced. We co-parent our son, and he's an active father. Oh, let me do a new poll. Well, I'll do it after that. I'll do it after I read the story. Okay. So where were we at? No one cheated, and we agreed on everything when we divorced. We co-parent our son, and he's an active father. In the divorce, it was written that I would keep my engagement ring. It was a family heirloom from my ex's family and would one day give it to our son. My ex-husband has a new girlfriend. I really like her, and so does my son. I invite them both over for the events involving our son and holidays. They just had a baby girl together. I'm very excited for them both, and my son is excited to have a sister. My ex-husband sat me down and asked me to give the ring. What? The ex-husband sat her down and asked me to give the ring so that he could pass it down to his daughter, since it's an heirloom, and that way would stay in his family forever. I reminded him the ring is specifically in our divorce agreement and belongs to our son. He suggested we change that and pass down something different. I said, no, I've been getting nonstop calls and texts from him about how unfair it is, because at the time he didn't also have a daughter. Whoa. Let me go ahead and put this poll up. Okay. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for not, get more detail this time, not giving the ring back? Okay, we're not gonna type out everything. Yes, no, and I'll give y'all a neutral today. Okay. We'll give you a neutral again. Okay, so is she the a-hole for not giving the engagement ring that she got from her husband, which was an heirloom? She's had it for 3 years after the divorce. So far, they were supposed to give the ring to their son, basically probably to engage to his wife when he's ready to get married, or whoever he engages to. Or maybe if the son has a daughter, he can pass it down that way as well. Now, for me, I'm going to say not the a-hole, just because they put it in their divorce decree. Let me tell y'all, if y'all are planning on passing down heirlooms for your ring, don't expect to get it back, because after you are done with the divorce, the person who received that ring is entitled, at least in California, is entitled to keep that ring. So if it's a family heirloom, maybe you should get a prenup and say, if we divorce, you have to get the ring back, because the law in California is that the person who received the ring gets to keep the ring, because guess what? It's a conditional gift. It's a gift in condition of marriage. She married him. She stayed married to him for 10 years. They put in their divorce decree that they're going to give it to their son. Then 3 years later, and now all of a sudden he wants the ring back so that he can give it to his daughter so that it can stay in the family. I think he wants the ring back so he can give it to his new wife or his girlfriend or whoever. Wait, did she ever get married? I don't think so. New girlfriend. So sounds like he wants it back so he can propose to his new girlfriend with the ring and not have to buy an engagement ring, because obviously he didn't buy this first engagement ring. So maybe he's just cheap. I'm going to go with he's just cheap and you're not the a-hole. I'm adding extra facts, but don't judge me for that. Yeah, no, I would say no. His son can choose to keep it and give it to their daughter or his own daughter or his niece, or maybe her son will give it to his daughter when he gets older. But at this point, out of the divorce decree, that ring is technically the son's. They agreed on it. There's no reason why she needs to take that away from her son in order to accommodate ex-husband and his new family. He should have thought about that before signing, saying she can keep it just because he didn't know his daughter would exist. All right, let's go ahead and see what the people are saying. I'm trying to figure out where we are in the chat because y'all commented a lot on this one. Let me figure it out. Oh, where we at? In the chat. All right. So Sue Magic says probably because for annulling the marriage. I think we are talking about the case before. Kimmy Locker says, I also don't think fault needs to be assigned in the absence of conscious fraud. At one point, they were on the same page. Things change, and they both deserve to make that decision for themselves. Yes, that is for the other story that we covered. I feel like it's a little tricky because I don't know if we could use that as fraud in a divorce. I haven't seen it done yet. Lawnerd Amber says Sue Magic, lying is definitely an annullable offense. That's the first path I'd be looking down if I was the partner. It's possible. I don't know if something like that, we're gonna have a baby, is the same thing. I don't know if that one would be strong enough, but maybe. Okay, I went too far up into the old chat. All right, likes are up to 17. If you haven't yet, X out the chat and hit the thumbs up, then come back to the live chat. Yes, of course, if you have not already, please do hit the like button. It helps us out in the algorithm. We'll check the likes in a moment, and hopefully it will be above 17. So if you're seeing 17 on your screen, go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Cheryl C says, ew. What? Nah, bruh. What is I'm trying to get to where y'all getting at. Boo Amago says they agreed during the divorce that she could keep it, not the a-hole. Sounds about right? Cheryl C says he wants to propose to his girlfriend with that darn ring. You were on the money before I even got to the money. I'm with you right there. Kimmy Locker says empathetic, no. Absolutely not the a-hole. He should have thought about that before he decided to give her the heirloom. And like I said, it's technically hers. He gave it to her as a condition to get married with no conditions like, oh, if we get a divorce, you have to give it back. His fault. And Word says, hell no, it's not the a-hole. Tanya D says it belongs to the son. Once he's older, he can give it to his sister if he chooses. Right on the money before I was even on the money. Exactly. He can give it to whoever he wants to. He doesn't have to engage to anybody with it. He can give it to his little sister so that she can have it if it was grandma's ring or whatever. But generally, when I see people passing down rings as family heirlooms, it's usually given to like the first son to get married or the first son in general to propose to their bride. And now all of a sudden he's trying to change things up and just give it to his daughter. Now there's a difference. If it's a woman passing the ring down, it's usually they're giving it to their daughter or whatever. Or maybe they'll give it to their son to propose. But one thing's for sure, don't give me somebody else's ring. You gotta go find me my own new ring. I get an heirloom, sure, keep it in the family. Give that, I agree with them. Give that to your child. But don't come to me trying to give me a ring that great grandma wore. Give me my own ring. I mean, if it's $1 million trillion diamond, I guess. But at the same time, no, I don't want somebody's passed down ring. I know you can change it and put it in a different thing, but I'm not into that. But I know a lot of people do it. But maybe it's because I'm not rich and I didn't get anything passed down. Okay. Boo Amago says, also crappy thing to try and take an heirloom from one child to give to another. Yes, absolutely. How are you going to take it from the son just because he's a son and give it to the daughter? What if he wanted to get it made into a necklace or whatever? Maybe he wants a new ring. Maybe he wants his wedding ring to be blinged out. Have he ever thought about that? Who knows? That is messed up to take from one child to give to another, especially, this happens so much. It's very well known that when men get a new family, they get a new family and they push the old family to the side. This ex-wife, has been very accommodating, inviting the dad and the girlfriend over, not making anyone feel awkward, probably will babysit their baby. But now you're telling me that you're going to take something from my child to give to your child and they're supposed to be siblings? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Give is saying exactly to Tanya D. Sophia J says the son is also his blood, so it's still being passed on. Exactly. I think what he's hinting at is that, if his son has it, then he'll use it to propose to someone else. But that's not necessarily a requirement. He can keep it. He can put it into his own ring, take the diamond out, put it into his own ring, get the ring resized, wear the ring if he wants to. It was almost sounding like, not really being accepting of the times. His son might want a ring like that. You never know. Cheryl C says it is going to his son. That is still keeping it in the family. But the thing is, he probably is like, that's not all the way his family. Like, yes, he's an active dad, but they just had this new baby. He's probably going to become a lot less active. And you know what he's probably going to blame it on? The fact that the mom did not give the ring back. Because maybe girlfriend is nice while she's with them, but behind closed doors, she's like, I don't want to go to that heifer's house. We don't know. We don't know. But I guarantee a lot of times when dads have new families, they push their old families. And when I'm saying families, their old kids to the side. And they basically just build a new family. They could have made another arrangement when they were writing the divorce decree. Yeah, exactly. It's going to their son because that's who existed at the time of the divorce decree. He wasn't thinking about his future kids. That's his fault. Lawnard, and we don't know what she gave up to keep that ring, too. What if she gave up $50,000 in house equity to keep that ring for her son? We don't know. So, yeah, no, absolutely not. Lawner Amber says, don't get married. LOL. Save yourself a ton of stress. Just don't do it. Hey, that's what they say. Ann Ward says, never, ever, 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 no. TXJ Cha-Cha says, not an a-hole. It's the son as per the agreement. He agreed. No take backsies. Yeah, he's asking her for the ring back. But it's not her ring to give back. How about you go to your son and say, hey, I think the ring is better suited for your sister that was just born. Give her your ring and see how well that goes. Go to your son and tell him to give the ring to the sister. He might not even know it's his, but who knows? Let's see. I'm not siding with her because she has a son, but because she has the agreement. Husband is favoring the new family. Yes, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And Ward says, I'm with Lawnard Amber. Yes, of course. Don't get married. Well, I'm married, so I can't say it. Or maybe she wants to sell it for $5 to a stranger on the street. She can. It's hers to do whatever the hell she wants with it. Exactly. And she doesn't have to give it to your new daughter, or it's that technically her son's. Oh wait, I missed. They had an agreement. It's the son's. It will stay in his family. Yeah, exactly. And if his son creates a new family, technically that's still his family, even though it may not be blood. If he creates a new family and proposes to someone with that ring, sorry, you knew that was the purpose of the ring when you gave it to her in the divorce. TXJ Cha-Cha says, oh yeah, he's probably cheap. Also for wives of divorced husbands, do you want the first wife's engagement ring? Sounds ick. Absolutely not. I would be disgusted. I don't even want the ring from your great-great-grandma. I'm sorry not to be rude or anything like that, but I would like my own ring. I want you to put your own thought into a ring for me. I don't want the ring that great-great-grandpa picked out 40 million years ago when he married a woman after he knew her for 1 week. Absolutely not. I want you to put some thought into my ring. And then you want to turn around and say, I'm going to take the engagement ring off of your ex-wife and put it on you. It must be a nice ring if she wants it. Because I guarantee you, the husband did not come up with this. This sounds like something the girlfriend came up with. Maybe it's a nice ring, but I don't want that to be my engagement ring. I don't know. Boo I'm a Ghost says to Cheryl, see, yeah, it really put me off that he was acting like his son isn't in the family. Yeah, Exactly. And he signed an agreement giving it to his son. It's basically like a will. And Ward says maybe the son wants to sell it for $5 in the street. And if he wanted to, he could. He absolutely could. Law Nerd Amber says if someone proposed with their ex's ring, I'd not only laugh in their face, I'd dump them right there. Yeah, the crazy thing is that it happens. I literally just watched a YouTube video where that did happen. And they were just, it was like a love triangle. He proposed to one girl, took the ring back and proposed to the other one the next day. It was a mess. Sounds cursed. Yeah, right. Leonard Ember says, and exactly, and sure can. He can sell it wherever he wants, right? Cha-Cha says the husband isn't thinking about his relationship in the future. That's gonna be a cause of resentment. As for getting first wife engagement ring, their divorce sounds cursed. Basically, my other thing is like, okay, if your concern was to keep it in the family, why did you ever give it to her? You should have kept it, and then when your kids got old enough, you can pick which one you like best and give them the freaking ring. That's what normal people do. You don't just give it to one kid because you're freaking what? He was 36. He's 36 now, so that means when they got a divorce, he was 33. Did he really think he was done having kids? Did he really think that? And they only have one kid? And just because he divorced her, he thought he wasn't going to have any more kids? Like, I don't know. If he didn't want to have to choose, he should have held on to the ring instead of giving it to her in the divorce. And then he could give it to whatever freaking kid he wants to give it to, but he promised it to the first kid. Sometimes it goes to the firstborn. Sometimes it goes to the first girl, first boy, whatever. Or you can just give it to the first person that gets married. Or you can change your mind 20 billion times until they're adults and pick your favorite kid and give them the ring. Okay, let's see. What's up? Hello, Swaggy. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. Let's see. Leonard Amber says, boo, I'm a ghost. I absolutely love your username so much. I do too. Kimmy Locker says to Tanya D, right? The mother is essentially ensuring that her son receives the heirloom ring because who knows who the girlfriend would pass it to or what would happen if they divorce. The other thing is, okay, you're saying that you're going to give it to your daughter. Okay, what if you have another daughter and another son and 3 more daughters? How are you going to pick who to give it to? You're going to just keep taking it from one kid and be like, I like this one better. You no longer get it. You get it. I think he wants to propose to his girlfriend, or his girlfriend wants to be proposed with the heirloom because she probably feels like that's what makes her a part of the family. TXJ Cha-Cha says some heirlooms are pretty, especially if made by great jewelers, but sometimes they look so aged and cursed. We are not letting go of the curse, right? We're not going to let go of that. Leonard Amber says, hello, Swanky. You're here now, so we can commence how you today. Yes, welcome in. Lowline says, so the father wants to keep the ring in the family, so his son isn't family. He's ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be an involved father for a long time. Right on the money. He's going to be an involved father until this lady does not give him this ring back, and then he's going to stop seeing his son, and he's going to explain to his son, I stopped seeing your mother because she's kept something that belonged to my family, and she wouldn't give it back, which resulted in me not seeing you and coming for holidays. Because right now, it sounds like they have a pretty good flow going. The girlfriend is invited to holidays. Let's see. Sue Magic says, I kept my rings after divorce, passed them to my daughter for her and her partner. Exactly. You keep it and then you give it. And you give it to who you want to. And at that moment, y'all wanted to give it to the son. You can't then take it away from him. I mean, you can, but that would be pretty messed up. And the thing is, rings are conditional gifts. The condition is marriage. She married him. She gets to keep the ring, whether they agreed to give it to the son or not. Saying right to Kimmy. Hello, Swanky catching up. BRB. Take like 2 minutes. We've been streaming for a little longer than 2 minutes. And Word says it's still in the family. He's just as much family. They were cold. I think he wants to give it to the girlfriend, and he's using the daughter as a cover up. Cheryl C says, I think he wants the ring for his current girlfriend. Yeah. That makes more sense to me than his story about suddenly wanting the ring for his brand new baby girl that cannot even have rings because she'll eat it. Right. I agree with you. Kimmy Locker says it's also telling that the husband said he would pass down something different rather than suggesting an alternative that is just as meaningful and valuable to the son. Yeah, a trade for a trade. What else you got? What other diamonds you got back there? Or instead of passing down something different to the son, why don't you pass down something different to the daughter who's not in an agreement? Okay. Member of the jury, welcome into the live stream saying I'm late to the party, but I'm starting at 1:5 to see you all soon. Well, we will be waiting on you here. Tanya D says, glad you made it to member of the jury. Yes, of course. Law Nerd Amber says, hello, Swanky. Are we the same person? LOL, not really. I feel like your cool factor is 10 times mine, but I always am late and catch up on 2 times speed. That's funny. Your cool factor. Hello Swanky is pretty cool, huh? Boo I'm a Ghost says you could also leave the ring in your will and let the kids fight it out. Exactly. He should have never, if he did not know if he was going to continue to have kids. And get this, if the heirloom was so important to you during the divorce, why did you agree to give it to her? If you knew you wanted to keep it in the family, why did you agree to give it to her? It sounds like your girlfriend wants the ring. I'm just going to assume it's a very expensive ring. I'm going to assume it's worth a lot of money. And it sounds like your girlfriend wants the ring. And she wants her daughter. You know, like when new moms come into the picture, they want their kids to have like better things than the other kids instead of them just having like equal, like because they're all that person's kids. I don't know. Too much drama for me. Lawnhead Ember says, preach, we all know how this story ends. Yes, of course. He's going to give it to the new girlfriend. If mom gives it back, I hope she don't. She has a contract that the ring is for her son. So dad bet not do anything sketchy. Don't come stealing it. Don't be coming in my house looking in my drawers. Like, he would not be invited over anymore after this. Kimmy Locker says, and it's not like the ring has always been passed down to women in the family. Exactly. If it was a tradition to pass it down to women, that would be different. What it sounds like the tradition is to pass it down to the son, maybe the first son getting married, and they give it to their wives. That's what it sounds like to me. But I could be wrong because they didn't give us all of that information. Here we go. If it was passed down to the women in the family since the ex had it in the first place, only said he wanted in the family and didn't think of the future potential daughters. Yes, he didn't think it through. No gives backsies. Okay. Tiny D says to me, I can tell you really go hard for your clients. You don't play. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're not playing any of these games. None of these games. Okay. Except for when they're like arguing something stupid. And I'm like, okay, I gotta argue it, but I'm gonna let the judge know that I know that it's not a good argument, but I'm gonna still argue it. Lana Amber says, because he didn't know till his new girlfriend told him that is what he wants. Exactly. She put it in his ear. She put it in his ear. I'm telling you, she is probably, and I'm judging this woman, I don't even know her. She is probably happy-go-lucky, pretending to be the nice new girlfriend and friendly and everything. But the thing is, she wants to be the top girl. She might be a little jealous that ex-hubby, still has a good relationship with the ex-wife. She wants to be the top dog. She's going to want her kids to be the top dog. And so what makes you the top dog? Taking the heirloom from the first kid to give to your kid. And honestly, the son is closer to being able to use it than the daughter because the son is like 10. The daughter was just born. So honestly, what is it? Just sitting in a closet somewhere? Cheryl C says, my counter offer. Okay, you set up an account in your son's name with enough money to fully fund a 4-year college education. Then you get the ring. That's a good offer. You want to pass it down? Here, pay for his full college since you're going to take something away from him. Something that's sentimental that probably maybe is worth a lot of money, but maybe worth a lot of sentimental value. And especially if the son knows that he's getting the ring, that is trifling if he takes it. Kimmy Locker says to Lana, Amber, right? And or he can't afford to get a ring that's as nice. She wants the ring, which one or both of them are unhappy about. And the thing is, if they would have stayed together and then they had a daughter, sure, mom could have decided to pass the ring down to the daughter. Or they could have agreed to pass it down to the son so that he can propose to his wife or husband or whoever he wants to propose to. You don't get to take it back. You just don't. And if you can't afford a new ring, it might not be time for you to get married. You got to keep buying those diapers for your daughter. Okay? Sue Magic says you could think of the ring as pre-disaster. I don't know. He's bringing up stupid points to try to prove his point. Okay? Kimmy Lockett says, I play devil's advocate. Maybe he means it not in the family while she has it. I'd consider the mother of his child family, though, and see him as the a-hole for changing from the son to the daughter. The thing is, he didn't have a problem with it 3 years ago or 2 years ago or 1 year ago. He only had a problem with it after he knocked up his girlfriend, had a baby with her, and now she's probably wanting to get married now. And maybe, just maybe, we don't know what goes on at his family functions as them saying, oh, the heirloom ring goes to the top wife, the first wife, the best wife. They might be shading her because they like ex-wife better than new girlfriend. So we don't know what's going on there and why he wants the ring back, but maybe it's some drama within his own family as well. But it's an a-hole for changing it. And if he wanted to pass it to the kid that he wanted to pass it to, he should have kept possession of the ring, asked for it back. They said they agreed on everything. I'm sure she probably wasn't pushing back. They probably decided together, like, sure, I want our son to have this ring. And now he's changing his mind because he got a new girlfriend and a new baby. And I guarantee you, if the baby was a son, he probably would have still asked for the ring back. Lola says, I'm not sure the girlfriend wants it and he is just being cheap and the girlfriend doesn't know it. Maybe she's just pushing the marriage part, but not the ring part. And he's like, well, I can't afford a ring. Let me get this one back. And then she can pass it down to my daughter. If she wanted it, he would have said it because they seem to have a good relationship since we women know the nice girls. I don't know. I feel like she's acting. I don't know. I think if I got a divorce and I had kids, I could probably have a good co-parenting relationship, but I'm not going to be sitting there kikiing with your new baby mama. I don't know. Not on my days off hanging out with her. I don't know. We got 5% saying, yes, she's the a-hole for keeping the engagement ring. No, she's 81% saying, no, she's not the a-hole for keeping the engagement ring. And 14% saying neutral. We don't know if she's the a-hole. And we got 21 votes. So that was a pretty good vote count for that. Okay, let's go ahead and see. It is hot in here. I need him to come open the bin. All right, we are at 27 likes. We were at 17. If you have not hit the like button, please do hit the like button. We have 30 people watching live and 26 likes. So I know we can at least get to 30. If you have not already hit the like button, please do. Hello Swanky says to Law Nerd Amber, did you just call me cool? Only way I'm 10 times cooler is if you're like Sheldon Cooper level uncool. Any cool vibe you're getting gotta be my mom's rubbing off on me. No, you are cool. You're cool. You come with the facts. You come with the jokes. We love it. Okay, let's jump into the next one. Let's see what this one is talking about. Okay, we got the a-hole for keeping the ring. Let me call my husband to come open the vents because it's hot as heck in this room. Can you open the vent? In here. Okay. I have summoned the husband. Okay, let's get back into the stories, the Am I the A-hole stories. Okay, we have Am I the A-hole? I told my sister is think it's wrong. She's getting a divorce. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister I think it's wrong she's getting a divorce over her husband's son? Okay, I read that all kinds of wrong because I think it's wrong. Thank you very much for your services. I hope it cools down in here now. He has opened the vents. Okay, is she wrong for saying that her sister is wrong for getting a divorce over her husband's son? Let's see. My sister is 30 and is married to a man who she and our family love. They said they wanted to be child free since they met 4 years ago. Oh my gosh, I know where this is going. They had a nice life where they both worked, have a dog, nice house, etc. About a year ago, he found out that he had a son. The mother was an acquaintance he slept with 6 years ago who had never told him about him. She passed away, and her elderly mother has too many health issues for her to have custody, so he went to live with them. He's an amazing little kid, and our family has grown to love him too. So we were all shocked a month ago when my sister said her and him were going to separate. She said she loves her husband, but she can't take being a stepmother anymore, and that everything from not being able to watch adult shows at all hours of the day to asking him to do his homework makes her miserable. Okay. Her husband is absolutely devastated as they have always had a happy marriage and still love each other. She'll be the first one to say this. He didn't want children either, but understands he's the only parent this boy has now. I also found out that this little boy is taking the fact that she's moving out and taking their dog. She was originally hers very hard, no doubt due to the loss he's already experienced. And I felt devastated by that. When we were at our parents' house last weekend, I asked to talk to her, and after some back and forth, I told my sister it seemed wrong and selfish to hurt not only her husband, but also her stepson this way after not even a full year of trying to make it work. She didn't take that well and hasn't spoken to me since. Essentially, she said she never wanted children and wants no part in raising one, and that I have no right to call her wrong or selfish for that. My family seems to agree with me on this, but my mom is very upset that my sister is furious with me and the family members that agree with me. Am I the a-hole? So she was married to her husband, happy, or her sister was married to her husband, happy, child-free, and then all of a sudden, here comes this kid who she now has to be a stepmother to. Is OP the a-hole for saying that her sister is an a-hole for leaving the stepson? Am I the a-hole for what did she say for saying to her sister what? So she's wrong for her telling my sister she is wrong for divorcing her husband over her son, over his son. I'm going to put son moving with her, moving with them, because I think that makes it a little more clear. Oh, that's a Q&A. Copy. I don't want to do a Q&A. I want to do a poll. Come on, Bree, get it together. I'm not giving y'all neutral this time. We're going to do yes or no. Yes or no. Is she the a-hole? Okay, let me see if the people have come into this story yet. Thank you to Mr. Nurse Bree Hive. Yes, it actually feels so much better in here now that he's opened that. Tanya D saying Alpha got demoted, but he still has a job. Thanks, Alpha. We appreciate you. Job's never done here. That's what happens when you get married, huh? Lowlight says not the a-hole because they agreed to be child-free, and he jumped a kid on her, probably dumped a kid on her. It doesn't matter if he knew or not. I'm going to get to my opinion. Let me read a couple more comments. Thank you for that comment. Hello Swaggy says, okay. If y'all say I'm cool, I'm officially adding it to my resume. Can't wait to tell my mama. Side note, all caught up. We are happy to have you here full and live in action with us. Lawnerd Amber says, nope, child-free versus children is a huge life decision. If one has said their piece, respect that. Yes. TXJ Cha-Cha says OP means well, but in this situation, yes, she's the a-hole. I get where she is coming from, but she has no right to call her sister selfish. The sister's life changed drastically from her dream life. Agreed. Hella Swanky says, oh, by the way, I've been watching your videos, Alpha. I see you. I will let him know because he walked out of the room. Lolai says, I accidentally said no, even though I wanted to click yes. It's okay. Ari says, yes, she's the a-hole for saying that. She knows her sister never wanted kids. We got to stop expecting women to be martyrs. Sheesh. And then one last one. Boo, I'm a ghost. The child isn't her obligation, though. Family needs to stay out of it. Expecting someone to give up their life for a child they didn't have is selfish. I would agree with the chat. I think she is the a-hole in this situation, given that she felt the need to tell her sister that she was being selfish and that she should stick it out, knowing, and I would assume that she knows it's still hard for her sister because her sister still loves the man, but they agreed to be child-free. That's his responsibility if he's going to decide to raise the child as he should because it's his child. Understand that he didn't know about him. You kind of have to deal with that. And the fact that this lady does not have any kids and they agreed to be child-free, she's going to be less willing to accept an outside baby. I say the same thing all the time. I asked Alpha a bunch of times before we got married, you sure you don't have no kids out there? You sure you don't have no kids out there? Because if you pop up with a kid, I don't know about, I'm not sticking around here. Even if you do have other kids, that just brings an extra burden, it's not your kid. So yes, it is an extra burden, an extra expense. And now he doesn't particularly have to deal with another baby mama, but most people, if this did happen to them, they would have to deal with another baby mama. You're supposed to be the first mother of the child and all that. I wouldn't stay. And she had to make that hard decision. And the truth is, the dad or whoever told the kid that she's leaving because of him should have never told the kid that. The kid should not know anything about it. He should just know that they're breaking up. And that's it. He should not know that it's because of him. So whoever told the kid that she's leaving because of him is a super a-hole. Leonard Amber says, Ari, maybe I misunderstood the assignment because I agree with you on that. Let me see. Well, did I miss it? Ari says, yes, she's the a-hole for saying that. She knows her sister never wanted kids. We got to stop expecting women to be martyrs. Yes. And that's a whole responsibility that you did not sign up for. You married him thinking you were going to be child-free, and now you're not child-free. So the marriage is not going to be as strong. She's annoyed not being able to do what she wants on a daily basis. Hella Swanky says, I say she's the a-hole because sounds like the opinion was unsolicited. Yeah. Why do all these sisters feel like they need to tell their sisters about themselves and the marriage that the sisters are in? You not even in the marriage. Do you want my husband? How about you go be the stepmama then? You go be the stepmom then. Because you're telling me I should stick around. And I don't want to. I want people to be honest with me, call me out even when I don't ask. But I've learned over and over the hard way. Not everybody wants that. That is true. That is true. You might be like, well, I don't want somebody to tell me. And then other people be like, no, I'm blind. I can't see, I'm blind. Cheryl C says, this is the first one I'm actually neutral on. Yeah, the OP was an a-hole because it isn't her business how her sister wants to live. Sis cannot want kids, but she isn't handling it very maturely. I don't know if she's not handling it maturely. I think she's making the right decision. I think that she's not dragging it out. I don't think that the sister should have, because it's already hard for the sister to leave her husband, the love of her life, who she thought she was going to be with forever, because something popped up. But I guess you can also make the argument that it's something like you thought you were going to live with the person for the rest of your life, and then you find out that they have a terminal illness. Do you leave then? I don't know. I feel like a kid is a little different than a terminal illness. Let's see here. Ari says, and kids aren't accessory. Outside of the everyday expenses, the child probably would benefit from therapy as well. That's such a big shift from being child-free. The dad needs therapy. The kid needs therapy. His mom died. Now you're trying to give him a new mom. He's probably already having feelings about his mom dying and living with this new family that he doesn't know. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Hello Swanky says, oh, wait, I'm mixing up the stories. This is the one whose husband said no to kids originally. Okay, so a-hole, but for different reasons. Yeah, so, yeah, they both, the sister and the husband both said they were going to be child-free. It turned out that he had a child. Let me see. They only met 4 years ago. And yeah, they don't even have that much time invested in each other. I mean, yeah, 4 years is a long time, but my girl is only 30. And she wants to be child-free. And this child is 6 years old. That is not a child-free life. It will be different if he was like 17, about to get out the house. Different story. But she's only 30. She only met this guy 4 years ago. She has to get out when she can. Boo Amago says, I feel like the family just doesn't want to lose the relationship with the child, so they want the wife to stay in the marriage. Then they should adopt the child. Not to be mean, but they can still have a relationship with him. It's still her ex-husband. He was still family at some point, and it sounds like the family love him too, and they can still love him. But she doesn't have to be with him. Maybe he'll get a new wife that wants to be a second a stepmom. Lola says she should keep her nose off of other people's business and the child is not hers. To mention, it's not that hard to use a condom. And if you don't, there's a chance you impregnate the woman. That is true. You got to check. You got any kids out there? Go check it out. Go check it out because I don't want any surprises. TXJ Cha-Cha says, I think the sister stopped talking to OP because she feels like husband prioritized the child over their marriage, hence divorce, and now her judgy sister wants her to prioritize the kid over her too. And she didn't want the kid. And she's completely justified in not wanting the kid. And it's her choice. You either going to support her or you don't, and keep your comments to yourself. She's already going through a lot. Her life changed drastically. Chris Mullen, a member of the channel, welcome into the live stream, saying, I think the sister should not have gotten involved. The woman may have believed she loved the man, but she clearly was not in love with him, or the change in her life situation would not have mattered. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, because like I said, she can be in love with someone, but they were only together for 4 years, and she's only 30. The kid is 6, so she still has 12 years of having a child, at least under the, age of majority law, at least until he's 18. And then after that, you still have to be the stepmom at his wedding and everything else that he does in life, right? And you intended to be child-free. You intended to go on vacation when you wanted. You intended to not have to find a daycare for a child. You intended to not have to get off of work and pick up a child from daycare and help him brush his teeth and everything like that. I think you can be in love with someone, but also know what's best for you as well. I think so. And hello, welcome into the live stream. I already said it, but welcome again. Lowlight says he's manipulating the child to keep her in the relationship. I'm going to assume he's the one that told the child. I wouldn't be surprised if she took care of the child 99% of the time. And that could very much be what's happening. He says, oh, I have a child. Oh, you're off early? You go pick him up. Oh, you're off early? You go make him dinner. Oh, you wanted to go hang out at brunch with your friends? Well, the baby needs a babysitter. So I see your point there. Saying hi to Chris. TXJ Cha-Cha says the sister was clear about being miserable. Why does the judgy sister want to stick it out? If a child it's a child, she'll be stuck being a stepmom at least for 12 years. And like I said, even after he's over 18, you're still going to have to be a stepmom. And you want it to be child free. You don't want to have to go to the kids resort. You want to go to the adults only resort, Ari says to Chris Mullen, oh, I disagree. I think she can be 1,000% in love with him, but still love herself enough to know that she's not cut out to be a parent. That's true. Good for her for recognizing that and not forcing it. And if she did force it, it could make the child's life miserable. Have you ever had a stepmom that hates you? Oh, brutal. It's brutal. Saying hi to Chris Mullen. Hello. Swanky says, Ari 100% agree. In fact, I guess I'm going to catch up with the rest of it. Abu Magos also said, I disagree. A child is a lifelong obligation. Sometimes you have to choose yourself over the love for another person. That's true. I think that she still loves him, but she knows she can't do it. She knows she can't do it. Hello, Swanky says, you can love someone enough to lead to spare them the inevitable resentment or for whatever reason. Exactly. You got to choose what's best for yourself sometimes, even when you're married. They said, plus, Ari says, plus, they don't disappear once they turn 18 either. I'm still all in my mom's business, huh? Yeah, exactly. Precisely. My mom drove an hour just to come look at a house I was looking at. They stay in your life forever. And you don't want someone that hates your kid to be in your kid's life. She said it's annoying just asking him to do his homework. Like, that is she's going to end up hating him, resenting him. Okay. Cheryl C says, oh, I don't blame the sister for leaving if she 100% hates being a mom. In the long run, that is better for all. I got the impression she just up and left. If so, both sisters are wrong, but OP is the a-hole. It was unsolicited advice in the time where the sister was going through a lot. That's what I feel about it. Chris Mullen says, the point I'm trying to make is that if she can't make the decision to accept the child, then she is better off not being with the man because her own dissatisfaction would have made their lives miserable. Okay, yeah, I think that is what everybody is on the same page with. Agreed. Law Nerd Amber said, nailed it, Chris. All right, saying hi. Hella Swanky says, yeah, who said the comment about people expecting women to be martyrs? Because she doesn't have to become a martyr because she's in love. She's allowed to prioritize her own happiness, desires, and goals. And like I said, she could be in love. They were only together for 4 years. This is not like a 50-year marriage and they find out they got a 52-year-old son. That's a whole different story. She actually has to raise this kid, and she barely, let's be honest, she barely knows this man. Okay? 4 years? 4 years is not a long time. I'm still under 4 years. Okay? I barely know that man. No, I'm just kidding. Chelsea says, as an aside, if brother-in-law really had no idea about his son's existence, I do give him credit for stepping up and taking full custody. I support him in that fully, like you said, but I think we're right. That doesn't mean that his wife has to accept it. Now, if she found out she had a kid somewhere floating in the world, and she says she doesn't want nothing to do with it, then her family can be like, okay, you're an a-hole. But it's his kid. No, I'm okay. Okay. Ella Swanky says, oh, true. Good point. Children deserve parents who want to parent them. Too many parents are raising kids right now full of resentment because they didn't actually want to be parents. I just watched this video where this lady tried to hire a hitman to expire her 3-year-old son. You do not want a situation like that. Or what was that story that came out a couple of months ago where the stepmom expired her stepdaughter, who was only 6 years old, put her in a bucket, dragged her down the street in a wagon, and left the bucket with the mother's dead child in the bucket. You do not want something like that. We don't know if that would have drove her crazy. TXJ Chacha says, I don't like the mention of the dog as if it implies she should not have taken her dog because that made the son unhappy. It's not the kid's fault, but he's taking over so much for their sister. Yeah, that's true. And it's like, get him a dog. Get him a new dog. Get the child a new dog. It's not that deep, okay? Major props to him, yes, for stepping up for his son, for sure. Hello, Swanky says, true, 4 years is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, different if you with somebody for 15 years and you find out about a 17-year-old child, unless you was already in a relationship with that person. That's different. But 4 years and a 6-year-old child, no, you have to raise that kid. Let's see. She does get to take her dog with her. Kimmy Walker says, the sister has no obligation to stay or sacrifice the life she wants for herself, But just because she has no obligations to care for the son doesn't mean that my heart doesn't break for him. I do feel sorry for the husband. I do feel sorry for the husband and for the kid, but I really think that the kid shouldn't even know anything about it. Cheryl C says Letitia Stouch too. I don't know if I am familiar with that. Hello Smoky says, pardon me, a hitman for her 3-year-old? WTF. Yeah, I just saw that on TikTok. 3-year-old, she was trying to hire a hitman from like rentahitman.com because that sounds like a legit site to get a hitman from. Wink, wink. Like rentahitman.com. And yeah, they charged her with murder and she didn't even commit the murder. Usually you get charged with not the conspiracy, but what is it? Attempted hire for murder, and you don't really get that long for stuff like that, but they actually charged her for full-on murder. Let's see. Chris Mullen says that's horrible. Yes, it is. But that lady was actually the mom. The one about the bucket was a stepmom that did it because she hated the real mom so bad. Yeah. Okay, so that is that one. Let's go. We got another ring story, but we're going to skip that one. Let's get some that are a little bit more funny. Okay, let's see here. I'm probably not going to read that one. So we got 2 more left. Let me go ahead and get into the poll real quick. We got 16 votes in, and we got 69 people saying, or 69% saying that she was the a-hole for telling the sister that she was wrong for leaving her husband over the son. Yeah, she doesn't have to take care of that kid. Sorry. I'm sorry. And then 31% said no, not the a-hole. Great. Thank you guys for voting. We love the poll. We don't love the poll, but we love polls on the I'll let it go. Okay. All right. We'll end that poll for today. And then we're going to jump into this next story. We got 2 more stories to go, which is a pretty quick stream. We'll see how the comments go. But okay, this one is a pretty short one. So let's jump into it. We have, am I the a-hole for calling my sister husband a piece of poo because he's representing my ex in our divorce? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that your sister's husband is representing your ex in a divorce. I feel like that's gonna happen to nobody gets married around here. I was like, I wonder if that's gonna happen to me one day. I asked my ex for a divorce 2 months ago, and I found out last week that my sister's husband was going to be his solicitor, i.e. his attorney. I wasn't completely surprised as my ex has helped his career a lot, but I was still hurt when my sister told me. I have avoided him since finding out, but my parents invited everyone over for dinner and I missed them, so I went. I tried really hard to bite my tongue, but he kept referring to me as my ex's wife and told me that if he was me, I would stay married because I was going to lose a lot if I divorced my ex. I ended up telling him he was a real piece of poo in front of everybody, including his daughters. My sister got angry at me for saying that in front of her daughters, but I was so mad I told her I didn't care because he was a bastard. So now she's pissed at me. At the end of the day, it's kind of funny. Both things are kind of funny. It's funny that you call him a piece of mess, and it's funny that he's representing your ex in a divorce. You do not want to be that intertwined with your lawyer and your family. You do not want that. It's his fault for even bringing up the divorce. It's his fault for trying to convince her to stay with that man. Like, what does he have going on in his head? Let me go on and put the poll up. I'm just gonna put, am I the a-hole? The a-hole calling my brother-in-law a POS for representing my husband in a divorce. Now, it would be different if she called him a piece of mess, um, just because, just because he was representing him. But I think the fact that he was bringing up the divorce and telling her that she's gonna lose a lot and basically like rubbing it in her face, I don't think she was wrong. If she would have just said it because he decided to help him out, that's a different story. Which it sounds like she didn't really care. Like, yes, it was annoying to her to begin with, but it seems like she didn't really care because she knows that they had a relationship. They were brother-in-laws, right? They were married to two sisters. So she probably understood. But when he comes in your family's house while you're going through a divorce, calling you so-and-so's wife instead of your freaking name, or being like, oh, your husband, I saw your husband in my office today. Like, no, you cannot do that. If he didn't do all of that, I don't think she would have called him that in front of his kids. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see, where were we at? Oh, that would be a good one. I'm sorry, let me go up. I'm going up. Oh, Letitia Stosh is the stepmom who stabbed and beat her stepson to death and left his body in the suitcase under the bridge. Oh yeah, that's the one that just passed, right? Oh, that's horrible. Why do they do that? Cheryl C says she expired her stepson, put him in a suitcase, drove him from Colorado to Florida, dumped him off a bridge. She was recently found guilty. Yeah, I do remember seeing that case go on. That's so sad. If you are not cut out to be a stepmom, don't do it, because it's a lot of stress. I feel like it's almost more stress than being a mom to your own kids, because you have to deal with other people, other families, not just you and your family or your partner's family. Kimmy Lockett says, I thought the son was just leaving her because he'd grown up attached to her and the dog, but didn't interpret that as meaning the ex told the son why she left. In that story, the son had only been with them for less than a year. So he didn't grow up with them. Like, literally, the kid was 6 years old. The mom died maybe when he was 5. He moved in with a dad, and then at the age of 6, that's when she left. So she was only there for, they said, less than a year. So he didn't grow up with her. Ari says, and then kept playing games about what actually happened to him. That's horrible. Kimmy Locker says, to me, if you don't want to give us neutral, could we have an everybody sucks option? That's what I should start doing. I watch enough of these to think of these things, but I just don't. While I'm on live stream, I just pretty much forget everything. But yes, next one I would do everybody sucks option. Kimmy Locker says, oh, sorry. Kimmy Locker says, in my mind, that's different than neutral. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Hella Sonky says, I'm cool with all the polls. Right. Boo I'm a Go says, this sounds crazy already. Kimmy Locker says, giggity. Cheryl C says, how would that not be a conflict of interest? It is. The thing is, he can waive it. He just has to say, hey, guess what? I know your wife. I'm married to your wife's sister. Do you waive this conflict of interest? And her husband can say yes. Now, it will probably be in her best interest not to tell her sister or anybody in her family about what's going on in the divorce, because if he overhears it or they tell him, now that can be a big problem. So it's going to be sticky regardless. Law Nerd Amber says, isn't that a huge conflict of interest? What is happening? Yes, exactly. Same thing Cheryl C said. It is a conflict of interest, and it can get very, very messy. She's going to have to stay away from her family for a while if he's going to continue to represent him, because she doesn't want to say something and then it goes to him and then it goes to her ex and then they win with an unfair advantage. Lolai says, isn't that a conflict of interest? Everybody had the same question. And he is threatening her as the attorney of her ex. Yeah, and I don't know where they are because they're calling the attorney solicitors, so they might not be in America. But generally, if she's represented, he cannot talk to her about the divorce because she's represented. He would only be able to talk to her attorney. Attorneys can only talk to the other attorney. I don't know where they are, but in California at least, and I think in America in general, you cannot talk to a represented party without their attorney present. Blue Amago says he's trying to threaten her to stay in the marriage. What? Like, yeah, that's what he's doing. And he wants to get mad because she said some mean words to him. Like, you're weird. Hello Swanky says, wow, that was definitely an a-hole move of him. Right. I agree. Kimmy Locker says to Cheryl, Larnard Amber, Loli, it should be a conflict of interest, but clearly the brother-in-law doesn't care about her, and he doesn't care about anything because he is not supposed to be discussing the case with the whole entire family. It's basically like, oh yeah, the husband is gonna take her for all she got, like just giving their whole game plan away. London Amber says, I always think Amber Heard when I see AH. And it's fitting. That is true. I didn't even think about that. TXJ Cha says, this is easy, girl. Read that little poopsie man to film. Little poopsie man. Loli says, if she has an attorney, he can't talk to a represented party, only to her attorney. Yes, exactly. Agreed. Hello Spunky says, that was a disaster waiting to happen. He was unprofessional, though, and should be held to even higher standard as the attorney and with being in the family. He should not even be talking about the divorce. He should not, especially to her, especially if she's represented. Didn't even think about that. To low life, she's represented. Yes. Tanya D says, no, she's not wrong because that's not really why she said it. He was wrong for being an A and taunting her. I agree. I don't think she said it simply because he's representing the husband. I think she said it because he was being a dick. Okay? He was being a dick. Saying you're going to lose all your money. Akaruki says, problem isn't repping X in the divorce, but getting in her business about it off the clock. Exactly. And in front of the whole family when you're supposed to be having a family dinner. I agree. Cheryl C says, why would an attorney bring that up at a family function? Why the intimidation, saying she will lose everything and not saying her name? The brother-in-law sounds like he's really a piece of poo. And the thing is, like, he's saying all of this in front of his kids. So how you gonna be so butthurt that she called you that in front of your kids? Like, you saying stuff in front of your kids. Come on now. Loli says she should be complaining to the bar because he threatened her as an attorney. That's true. But like I said, I really don't think they're in America because they're calling the attorney a solicitor. Definitely not professional or ethical. Probably illegal, right? Hello, Swanky. Ari says, can he be out here talking about the case like that? No. It feels like there should be a rule about that. He shouldn't be talking about the case in front of a bunch of people, one. And especially he's talking, basically giving client attorney privileged information because he's basically telling us what he's advising the husband, that he's going to get everything and wife is going to lose a lot. And maybe she doesn't care about losing. Maybe she's not even going to lose a lot depending on where they are. And maybe she doesn't care about losing a lot. Maybe she just doesn't like her husband and now she doesn't like you. So there you have it. TXJ Cha says, can that be an issue because lawyer is talking to other party and threatening she'll lose a lot? Exactly. It would be considered, if he's considering this a negotiation and trying to get her to marry, I don't know what kind of negotiation that is to get her to stay married to him, but he's doing more than mere puffing. He is manipulating, misrepresenting things probably, and intimidating her. So yes, he is threatening her and not supposed to be doing that as a lawyer. Leonard Amber says, Ari, are you referencing her stepmom comment? Because that's exactly where my head went. That sweet boy was tortured by the monster. Yes, that. I don't know what exact comment you're talking about with Ari. But yeah, that's stepmoms or just step parents in general. Just people that hurt kids are not it. They're bad people. And so she deserved to go to jail. I don't know what her sentence was, but I'm sure she deserved every single cent of it. Hella Swanky says, I agree about being a step parent being harder. Well, it can be harder, I guess. Yeah, I guess in certain situations, right? And Mr. Howard says, dang, I didn't get the notification. My phone is acting up. Sorry. It is okay. We are happy that you are here live now. It is all good. We just cracking up at some Am I the A-hole post. Boo Amago says, I accidentally clicked yes, she's not the a-hole. Right. Kimmy Lockett says, previous am I the a-hole? I know the son didn't grow up with her and wasn't with them for long, but I could still see him getting attached to her after losing his mother, and 1 year is like 20% of the child's 5-year-old life. That is true. That is true. I don't know. I feel like somebody told him, because he could be upset that she was leaving, but in the post, and I closed it, it said that he was having a hard time that they were leaving because of him, if I'm not mistaken. Which one did I close? I'm just gonna reopen the tabs. Okay, I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. No, it just keeps reopening the same one. Yeah, I think it said that it was because she was leaving because of him. But I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure it did though. Ari says to Law Nerd, I don't remember what I said, but probably that whole case was so sad. Yeah. Tanya D says, you gotta catch the replay. Nissa Howard, these are some interesting stories. Yes, yes, you have to. Tanya D, Law Nerd Amber says, yep, Kimmy, the child is the one who is most damaged in the situation. That, yeah. I don't know if they guarded him enough though. TXJ Chow Chow says, I think in the Murdaugh trial, they were called solicitors. Oh, yeah. So probably on the East Coast, they call them that too, huh? I forgot about that. Ari says, honestly, if I were married to that man, I would be looking at him different because his behavior. Yeah, like I feel like in all these Am I the A-hole stories, like the family members suck. Like your sister, your mom, your dad is letting this man talk to you like that and be like, hey, cut it out. We're not talking about that tonight. Like, come on. Hello Swanky says, I think he was attempting to intimidate her, but in my opinion, it actually just reveals that the husband really doesn't want the divorce. To me, it gives her leverage. Yeah, that is true. And the thing is, like, you're going to pay my sister and her husband to divorce me? You're going to give them all the money instead of just giving it to me? It's weird. Kimmy Locker says, apparently the family's okay with the brother-in-law contributing to her to lose a lot. Exactly. Why did the family not say anything? But I bet if she complained to the bar about his behavior, he got in trouble, they'd be pissed. Like, why did you tell on him, right? Ari says, that part. Lolai says, the rules are the same. I learned it from the black belt barrister on UK attorney, UK attorney. Lana Amber says, gotta drive to the dispensary. Can't mod, but lurking, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you to all the moderators. We haven't had any weird bots lately, which is cool because we just chilling over here in our own little section. Kimmy Locker saying to drive safely to Law Nerd Amber. Yes, of course. Law Nerd Amber says her new name is 1971-79, so at least Ganna's name will be yeah, that's true for the lady that murdered the son. Will be remembered, and hers is now a number. That's true. Cheryl C says, previous Am I the A-hole? I doubt anyone had to tell him. Kids have ears and kids aren't dumb. It doesn't sound like the sister tried to hide her feelings about the situation. That can also be very true, which also makes it more necessary for her to even have gotten out of the house, especially if she's saying just telling him to do his homework annoys her. Like, she probably wasn't that fun to be around for the kid. Akiruki says, paranoid brain here. If brother-in-law was successful in threatening her into giving in, could he then threaten her to do other things later? Seems creepy. That is true. That is true. I would just not invite him to any more stuff when our daughter is there, because her family should be protecting her. He probably will try to, he's the lawyer for the husband. He's going to try to get the husband everything that he wants. Let's see. We got the chat coming in. We got Am I the A-hole for calling brother-in-law a piece of poo? For representing my husband in is supposed to say our divorce, but Okay, it is what it is. Y'all understood the assignment. 6% says yes, she is the a-hole. 76% says no, she's not the a-hole. And then 18% says neutral or maybe in lieu of that, everyone sucks here. Yeah. I honestly F them kids. He was talking mess in front of his kids, so why should she prioritize what his kids hear if he's not prioritizing it? Yeah, like I said, F them kids. You should have made sure they were in a different room. They're your kids. They're your kids. And that's all you're mad about after you just kind of dug into her. Let's see. There was one more. Okay. We got another ring one. I think this is going to be a good one, but it's another live reaction, so we'll see. Let me go ahead and end this poll, and then we're going to jump into am I the a-hole for what? Am I the a-hole for telling my sister it's ridiculous to divorce someone who gave her a fake ring? What do you guys think? He gave her a fake ring. Now, let's see what the story says. It's going to be different depending on what the facts are. So, I, 23 female, have an older sister, 29 female, who is married to my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law seems to genuinely love her, and they have never shown a sign of a failing relationship. That was, of course, until yesterday when my sister phoned me while crying heavily. You was crying over that ring. Okay. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me her friend who was a jeweler was suspicious of the ring my brother-in-law gave to her and urged her to confirm the material of the ring. My sister continued. Why is she crying? My sister continued and told me that the results showed that the ring was not made from diamond, but in fact, moissanite. I mean, moissanite is nice. It's still kind of expensive. She told me she didn't tell her husband yet, but she is considering a divorce because she thought that brother-in-law didn't really love her, even though he supposedly had enough money. I don't know how much money he has, so as of now, I can't really confirm if he did or did not have the money. I told her it was pretty ridiculous to only divorce brother-in-law just because he bought her a fake ring. It's not a fake ring, though. It's moissanite. It's not a fake ring. She sarcastically told me something along the lines, "Thanks for being so helpful," before hanging up. I guess she was emotional in a moment, but love shouldn't revolve around a ring. Am I the a-hole? The people actually voted she's the a-hole. I don't know. I don't think she's an a-hole. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister she is ridiculous? It's not what it says, but I'm going to do it. To divorce someone who gave come on, type better, Brianna. Her a fake ring. Okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister she is ridiculous? Let me see. Sister. It is ridiculous to divorce someone who gave her a fake ring. Everyone sucks. Let's do that one. Everyone sucks. Okay, here we go. Okay. Is she the a-hole for telling her sister that she's being ridiculous for divorcing her husband? I don't think so. Moissanite is not fake. Moissanite is not fake. And it doesn't sound like she has even talked to her husband about it. She just called her sister, causing drama, crying about a fake ring. Did she ever ask him like, hey, why did you get moissanite instead of diamond? Oh, because I'm against, them killing people and chopping off people's hands to get blood diamonds. So I thought a moissanite would be a lot more economical, one, and have a lot less controversy tied around it. Okay? Moissanite is not a fake ring. It's just not a diamond ring. It looks like diamond, but it's not. And maybe she did want a diamond ring, and maybe he should have told her that he was not getting her a diamond ring. But I don't think it's a fake ring. And I don't think she's an a-hole for saying it. It's like, girl, get a grip. Talk to him about it, and then maybe he'll get you the diamond. But it doesn't even sound like she talked to her husband before making this big old scene about him not getting her the right ring. Let me try to see where we are. I'm trying to see where we are in the chat. It looks like it says my initial guess is there's a plot twist. LOL. That's what it kind of was, a plot twist. I don't think it was a fake ring. What do you guys think? Y'all, we are at 36 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We are trying to get to 50 likes tonight, and we don't have that much time. So if you haven't hit it, please do. Lana Amber says, oh, now getting in the car. I got stuck on the stream. Drive safe. Yes, of course. With the head thing, question marks. Helen Starkey says, U.S. brides are weird, just the wildest stuff. And they're already married. Like, come on. What is this reasoning, LOL? As far as the story, I don't know. Lana Amber says, I'm very anti-diamond, so I'd be totes cool with moissanite. But that's definitely something you learn about me while dating. Yes. And maybe homegirl says she wanted diamond. Or maybe, just maybe, he didn't know it was moissanite. And he was like, wow, I'm getting a great deal on this diamond ring. We don't know. The thing is, she hasn't talked to him, or at least the facts here does not show us that the sister has actually talked to her husband and asked him, why did you get me a moissanite ring instead of diamond? It doesn't sound like that conversation has happened. Boo Amago says, crying over a ring. I'm sorry, but this is stupid. Like, yes, why are you crying? You can be mad, but why are you boo-hoo crying like Boo Amagos? But she's boo-hoo crying about the ring not being diamond. Not that he didn't get her ring, not that he took the ring away and gave it to his daughter, the other stories, but that is not a diamond. How could he get me this? And he does not care about me because he got me a moissanite instead of a diamond. Moissanites are still expensive. Like, they're not $2 and not rhinestones. Kimmy Locker says to Akiruki says, it makes me wonder what sort of a relationship she has with her sister and whether the brother-in-law had a relationship with her ex before she did. Wait a minute. Oh, from the story before. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, well, this one, what? Where you get that from? Loli says, but he lied, and that's the issue. Did he lie, though? Did he lie? Let me see. I'm going to come back. I don't think he lied. Did he say it was a diamond? And my thing is, what if he didn't know it was a diamond? It said, older sister who's married to brother-in-law. My brother-in-law seems genuinely love her, and they have never shown a sign of feeling a relationship. She was crying heavily. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me her friend, who is a jeweler, was suspicious of the ring my brother-in-law gave to her and urged her to confirm the material of the ring. The sister continued and told that the result showed the ring was made of diamond, not made from diamond, but in fact moissanite. But my thing is, did he ever tell her it was a diamond ring, or did she just expect it to be a diamond ring? I don't know if we can say he lied. And the thing is, like I said, what if he didn't know? Moissanite looks pretty nice and pretty close to diamond to me. Maybe he didn't know the difference. Maybe he thought moissanite was a special kind of diamond. Who knows? I didn't know a lot about diamonds before I started dating my husband. I probably would have been rocking a rhinestone on accident. Right? Let's see. Akiruki says, also, did he claim it was a diamond ring, or did she see shiny rock and assume it was a diamond? That's what I'm thinking. Like, did you just assume it was a diamond? Like, or did he say, oh, I'm gonna get you the best diamond ring in the world, the best blood diamond ring in the world? Did he say that, or did you just assume it was a diamond because it was shiny and it looked like a diamond? I don't know if I can say he lied. Ari says, I think jumping to divorce is a bit much over a ring that it does not look like you talked to him about, because you think that he has a lot more money. So if he cares about you, he should spend more money on you. What if he just liked the look of moissanite, or he didn't know it was moissanite, or he got tricked himself? And if you talk to him, maybe he will just buy you a new ring with a diamond in it if it means that much to you. You're just like, I'm going to divorce him because he doesn't care about me because he bought me a moissanite ring. And you're not even going to talk to him about it? But I can understand being upset, but that's just because I take the words of diamonds are a girl best friend to heart. I might need to sell that thing someday. Yeah, that is true. That's true. But talk to your husband and figure out what's going on. And then maybe you can get a ring, you know, the one that you want. It could really just be a misunderstanding. That's what I'm feeling about it. Sister, I think, is a hole. Let's see. Lolai says, why would he lie? That's a breach of trust. I think divorce is premature, but they need to talk. And what other things that he's lied about? And so that's another thing. I think I've seen stories like this before where they did purposely get the wrong kind of ring and then lied about it. That's a different story. But in this story, I can't tell if he lied. So I can't really call him a liar, you know? And I've also seen stories where the bride has said she wanted a specific kind of ring, and then the husband ended up getting her a different ring because his mother said she would like a diamond better, when I think in that case she wanted like a moissanite or something of that nature. And she just wore the ring and she didn't like it and she just wore it. And then after a couple of years, she finally broke down and said, I don't like the ring. Why did you get me this? And the husband said, you know what? I don't like the ring either. I was planning on getting you a new one at our next anniversary. Like, it just communicate. Just communicate. Because sometimes I told Alpha I wanted a round one. He went and got me the pair one. It's his money. He's buying it. So what can I really say about it? It's still cute. But yeah, I told him I wanted a round one, a round diamond with a halo, and he got it might be a little blurry, but he got a pear shape. And when he's like, do you really want the round or do you like the pear one? I said, whatever, it's your money. I'm going to wear it regardless. It's your money. Get whichever one you want. It's not that deep. It's a ring. Ari says, I don't like diamonds, but I absolutely want my ring to be something I can barter with after the collapse of society. That makes sense. That is the top comment today. Boo Amago says, I would tell her the same thing. She should just talk to him. Yes, just talk to him first, and then make your decision. And he might just get you a new ring if he has all this money that you're claiming. Tanya D says, nope, I can understand being upset and the husband might need to get cussed out, but I'm questioning her love for her husband. The fact that she thinks he doesn't love her because he didn't spend a lot of money, quotations, a lot of money on the ring. How much did she spend on his ring? Let's talk about it. How much did, because a lot of men get rings that are like $200, $300, while the wife wants a $10,000 ring. So let's talk about it. How much was the ring that she got for him? Does she not love him so much because she didn't spend her whole salary on the ring? That's the question. Like I said, I definitely understand being pissed, upset, mad, cuss him out, sure. But crying, saying he doesn't love you because you didn't get a diamond, that's a little outrageous for me. You're married and you're crying over a material thing. Hello Sunky says, what would make her the a-hole? Beats me. I think that the sister is right. It's kind of ridiculous that you would divorce him over a ring. What she called a fake ring, but it's not a fake ring. It's moissanite. It's still pretty expensive. Why don't you talk to him? Why, you can cuss him out. You can be mad at him. Give him the cold shoulder for a day, maybe. But divorce over a ring because you don't think that your ring was more expensive or as expensive as it should have been. Boo I'm the Ghost, or Boo I'm a Ghost says, Heidi, yeah, maybe she just wants a reason to divorce him. That's what it sounds like. Your marriage is not that strong. Cheryl C says the sister hasn't even talked to the husband about it. Maybe he made a choice. Maybe he got scammed. Maybe the test was wrong. Why would the friend be skeptical? She doesn't even know what happened. That is true. And she said was wrong. She told me her friend who's a jeweler. Maybe the friend that's a jeweler is a man and he wants her and he can get her the diamond ring she wants. We don't know. We don't know. Buama Ghost says to Cheryl, see, I don't think about that. He very well could have been scammed. That's what I said. Maybe he didn't even know that it was a moissanite. A lot of people don't know a lot about diamonds. Like I said, I didn't know anything about diamonds before I met Alpha. So things happen, you know. Chris Mullen, and especially at jewelry stores, because they will sell you a $10,000 ring and you can go get it a lot cheaper at Costco. You can go get it a lot cheaper at Costco and go put it into the set that you want to put it into. But you get scammed over a 1 carat ring, they'll charge you $20,000 for it, and it probably should only be 10. I don't know. Look at me still talking, not knowing what I'm talking about. So you never know. You never know. Chris Mullen says, no, she is not the a-hole. What the F? Divorcing over a ring is somehow... people called her the a-hole in this situation. I don't know where they, like, on Reddit, they said that she was the a-hole. If, however, there were other reasons for her unhappiness and this was just the icing on the cake, then that's different, but otherwise weird. I'm like, she sounds a bit emotional to me. She might, you know, not to blame women and their hormones, you might want to get a pregnancy test, because crying over a ring is wild. Crying because you lost your ring, that is reasonable. That's reasonable. But crying because it's not as expensive as you wanted it to be, that's like going to a birthday party and you thought you was getting a Louis Vuitton bag, but instead you got a cheesecake and I guess several people would probably cry about that. But I would be darn happy that I got my cheesecake. Some people are just too much. You should just be happy with what you got. And if it's something that you want something else, you want something more, talk to him, ask him for it. I'm sure he's not going to tell you no. And if he does, he'll give you the reason why he's saying no. Maybe he thinks moissanite is better. Maybe he doesn't like diamonds because of the negative connotation that comes with it. We don't know. He made a choice, or maybe he got scammed. We don't know. Hello Swaggy says, God, I hate saying this, but it's giving gold digger. Right. Like, why are you crying over the price of the ring? I wish I would. Leonard Amber says, boo, why you crying? OMG, I'm actually buckled up and driving after this comment. That's a good sign, Bree. I can't walk away. That is good. It's good content. That's what we like to hear. Chris Mullen says, maybe he did not tell her because she made such a big deal about it before marriage and he could not afford it. But then chicken out in telling her, probably for a good reason, by the looks. But do you really want to marry someone that is more concerned with the price of their ring than they are with, you know, being lucky they even got a ring and that they get to spend the rest of their life with you? Well, she's clearly not planning on spending the rest of the life with him because she's ready to divorce him over a ring. Oh man. Yeah. And that could be a thing. He bought it and it was like, hey, yeah, this is a better choice, or this is a better choice for my pocket. But if she wants you because of your money and you're trying to avoid her leaving you because of that, I don't know if that would be the best decision for him. Tanya D says, the word of the day is communication, boys and girls. Geez, just talk to the man. Yes, of course. Communication. Good point to Chris, says Tanya D. Yes. Cheryl C says, I'm questioning why the friend even thought she needed to butt in and tell the sister she thought it might be real. It might not be real. That sounds shady as hell. It sounds like a hater, or it sounds like a man that wants that woman. Because they didn't say whether the jeweler was a man or a woman, or I mean, I guess a man or a woman can want his wife, but whatever. I don't know why they would bring that up either. People probably talking about her behind her back, maybe. Hello Swanky says, zero communication is in this relationship. They might need a divorce, but not because of the ring. True. First thing you do is call up your sister and want her to empathize with you because your ring is not as expensive as you wanted it to be. Tanya D says, I was thinking the same thing to Cheryl C. Yes, why are you even asking about if my ring is real or fake? Like, what does it matter to you, really? But the thing is, you know what it probably was? The husband probably didn't even tell her it was a diamond. This is the story I'm concocting in my head. The husband probably didn't even tell her that it was a diamond. He probably just gave her the ring. And then the wife, the sister, is just running around town telling everybody she got the biggest, best diamond in the world. And her jeweler low-key checked her and was like, I don't even really think that's a diamond. Let me test it. Imagine if the wife was going around bragging about her diamond ring and then her jeweler friend was like, no, it's not a diamond. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Kimmy Locker says, if the husband lied, then I would understand being upset over a breach of trust. Yes, I completely agree with that. But that's not her stated issue. She's equating love with how much money he spends on her, and that's ridiculous to me. Absolutely agree. Spot on with that one. Chris Mullen says he probably chose the ring because it was pretty. And besides, don't couples normally choose their wedding rings together, or was this an engagement ring? Usually still it's probably the engagement ring, but people kind of cross-reference it. And sometimes they do. Other times the man surprises the woman. And like you said, maybe he just looked at it and thought it was pretty. Or maybe he looked at it and was like, well, this is bigger than the 1 carat diamond. I can get her a 2 carat moissanite and it looks bigger and better than a diamond. That could have been a thought process too. Hey, this ring is bigger. This ring looks better to him. Maybe. Leonard Amber says, okay, had to pull over. You did not have to pull over to comment. You need to get to the dispensary before they close, okay? If homeboy pays diamond prices for moissanite, he's not that smart. I need to reconsider. I think he probably thought this is way cheaper and way bigger. Why not get this one? I want my girl to have the biggest diamond. And maybe he didn't understand the difference. And he's like, and it's cheaper and bigger. Oh, Kimmy Locker says to Hella Swanky, great point. She should have talked to him before having it tested, much less crying about it and clearly looking for validation from her sister. Yeah, I would agree with that. Why didn't she talk to him before having it tested? That's crazy. Chelsea says, not to be a jerk, but moissanite stones are pretty, but they aren't very big. It isn't like she thought it was a $100K ring. She needs to grow up and talk to her husband. I didn't know that they couldn't make the moissanite. I thought that they could make them at least 2 carats. I don't know. This is me talking about things I don't know about. Jewelry. All the jewelry I have is bought by Alpha. I'm not as girly of a girl as I should be. Hella Swanky says, yeah, I guess I'm the unpopular opinion because I don't understand being mad about this. Disappointed? Okay. Agreed. No, I am there with you. Mad, pissed, annoyed, whatever. Yeah. And then you have a conversation with your husband, not everybody else around the town. And you get it fixed. If you feel like you want the diamond and you tell him you want the diamond and he tells you no, it's too expensive, oh, freaking well, you don't get to have the biggest diamond in the friend group anymore. But guess what? You got a nice husband that thought about you and still spent money on you and got you a ring rather than saying, hey, wear this zip tie around your finger. Okay? If he tells you no, what does it matter? What does it matter? No, doesn't matter. I'll tell y'all a story. I feel like people do this to young girls all the time, but when I came into this relationship, or before I got into this relationship, I thought I wanted a $10,000 ring. And then I met my husband, or he was my boyfriend at the time, and we went and looked at rings at Costco. And they were not $10,000, but they were still big and shiny. And then I went to a jeweler and looked at rings the same price as the ones at Costco. I said, give me the Costco ring. It's cheaper. I get a bigger ring and it's still pretty and shiny. And nobody's going to say, oh, no, girl, you got that ring from Costco. No one cares. Like literally no one cares. And then we got the ring appraised. It's worth like 2.5 times more than we paid for it from Costco. So people always say, "Oh, I want a $10,000." He has to spend $10,000 on my ring. He has to spend 3 months worth of his salary on the ring. No, why don't you go get it at a lower price and then have it valued at a higher price? That's the smarter move. Not he spent $10,000 on me and now we can't afford our rent. Just a little story about me. When I came into the relationship, I thought I wanted a $10,000 ring. Did not spend $10,000 on my ring, and now my ring is probably worth $10,000, right? So, moral of the story: if you want a nice diamond ring, go to Costco. Akiruki says sis is giving gold digger vibes. Lola says look at the comments on the post for more information. Yeah, I should, huh? Give me 1 second. Nissa Howard says I never even posted this one, huh? Oh, I did post this one. Okay. Nissa Howard says I'd rather have an uncut sapphire, my birthstone, than a diamond. A lot of people are doing different things than diamonds, especially now. And really, I watched a documentary saying that diamonds just became popular as engagement rings and wedding rings like in the 1950s. So this is like a new phenomenon that we have kind of inflated the price on because we thought that, or humans, because I wasn't born in the 1950s, but humans thought that it was just this nice phenomenon. You had to go through a lot to get them, and we kind of inflated the price. Cheryl C says my engagement ring had diamonds, but the center stone was tanzanite. It was lovely, and all you have to do is like it. If you like it, why are you letting your friend test it? That's shady. That's weird. Like, come on. Also, he says some men do, yes, hell, some women do too. Some people are just willing to settle. I don't know which one you're referring to there. Also, he says bad communication is almost always the issue with Reddit stories. That is so true. That is so true. Just talk to the person. Chris Mullen says, yeah, maybe he is after her. If it's a jeweler, yeah, the jeweler might be after the wife. One other thing with Reddit stories is that people are so entitled. As far as what happens with the Reddit stories, people are so entitled. They think that everything they do is right. They're not willing to correct people when they're wrong, or maybe they just don't. I think a lot of people have a lot of issues and they need therapy. That's probably the short of it. A lot of people in Reddit stories need therapy. Kimmy Locker says, according to the comments, the sister said she'd only date someone who proposed with a diamond ring and said during her wedding that he proposed with a diamond ring that cost well over $1,000. Oh, okay. I'll jump into the comments. Lana Amber said in real life too, to Hella Swanky. Hella Swanky says, Reddit stories are real life. LOL. I learned way too much way too much about people on there. Lana Amber says, OMG Kimmy Locker, for real, tell us you're materialistic without telling us you're materialistic. Is that what she said? Let's go into the comment. The thread is archived. OP offered the following explanation. Let's see, pull it back up for you guys. OP offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. I might be an a-hole because I should have probably allowed her to cry because she was in an emotional moment and consult her later about the ring. But I think she went a bit too far when she said she was considering divorce. I get giving her the time, but you also have to tell your sister, no, be effing for real. Like, are you really crying over this ring? Info, do you know if he actually lied to her about what the ring was made of? Moissanite is not fake. That's what I said. Engagement rings and the material still cost at least $900. So I think saying it made an assumption that it was a diamond, but they typed horribly. If he had to convince her it was a diamond. Edit FFS. Of course, the one time I get top vote is one I can't really decide on. To be honest, this greatly depends on whether brother-in-law lied. That's what I said. If he lied, sure. But if he didn't lie, no. Lied to sis about the ring, or if he was duped on, and we still don't know that yet. I think I gotta say, like, you're the a-hole. Now you're not wrong per se, but you should have approached it differently. Let me see if I got some more information. I said fake because, okay, this is the OP. I said fake because growing up, she told me she would only date someone who proposed to her with a diamond ring. And during her wedding, she did tell me he proposed with a diamond ring that cost well over $1,000. But thanks for asking. $1,000 is not a lot on a diamond ring, especially if you go into a regular jeweler. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to get a tiny little diamond, or he could have got you a cluster diamond ring, or did you want a solitary diamond ring? So she said that he told her, OP said that her sister told her that she would only marry someone with a diamond ring. That doesn't necessarily mean that she told him. Probably did, because we do talk about the kind of rings we want with our husbands. But like I said, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't know. He was like, this looks like a diamond, sounds like a diamond, smells like a diamond. This is fine. And then say he proposed with a diamond ring. Again, it could still just be her assumption. That's what, I don't know. I'm not on the sister side, if you can't tell. Chelsea says moissanite stones are under 1 carat, usually much smaller because they have to cut it and polish it. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Lawner Amber says, don't worry, Bree. I'm in Washington State and they're open till 11:45 p.m. It's 8:32. And I made it. Happy hour, 20% off. Oh, good job. Is it only 8:32? I think it's 8:30 here. Washington time is the same as Cali. I did not realize that. Kimmy Lucker says natural moissanite is smaller than 1 carat, but lab-generated moissanite can be larger. And a lot of people are starting to do lab-grown diamonds too. So I don't think it really matters. Cheryl C says to Kimmy, I was thinking only about natural. You are right. It could have been lab-grown. Yeah. And like I said, a lot of people are doing lab-grown diamonds too, but they still charge a lot for those too. Kimmy Locker says to Amber, right? And 1,000 isn't even a lot of money for a diamond. Exactly. It would be so small, which is less a whole ring. So, yeah. If you get a diamond for $1,000, it's going to be small. Like, it's going to be really small. A diamond ring for $1,000 is going to be small. Lana Amber says, and then you realize you'd be responsible for the debt of the money for the ring. Exactly. Now you can't pay your rent. Chris Mullen says, I do not understand why she is mad about it to the point of divorce either. I'm not a fan of big diamonds anyways. I like dainty rings where the gems are inset rather than sitting on top. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why she's so mad over a ring too, but people called her an a-hole. Eddie saying, hi, Bree. I'm late, but happy to be here. Well, we are happy to have you here. Welcome into the live stream. We had some good stories today. Cheryl C says, in my opinion, the biggest issue here is that the sister wants a divorce, but hasn't even talked to her husband. It does not appear that she's talked to the husband yet. And I still don't think he lied. She said that her sister told her that she would only marry someone who proposed to her with a diamond ring. Does not necessarily mean that she told him that, or that he proposed to her with the moissanite and he said, yeah, you like this diamond ring. Like, it never says whether he told her it was a diamond ring. She could have told him, hey, I only want a diamond ring. And he proposed to her with a moissanite and she didn't notice. And so he's like, oh, see, she lied. She would marry me even without a diamond ring. Or he was probably like, she said she would only marry someone with a diamond ring. I'm going to propose to her with this moissanite and see if she even notices. So you don't even know what a diamond looks like, but you're demanding that I propose to you with a diamond. He needs to divorce her. That's my end story. Cha-Cha says, okay, Tanzanite looks so pretty. I don't know what that looks like off the top of my head. Lolai says, can you look at the comments, please? Because she was deemed the a-hole. Yeah, she was. And yeah, we're going to look at it a little more. Chris Mullen said, I settled for cubic zirconium and an elopement. Exactly. It really doesn't matter. It's a freaking ring. Yeah, sure. If you have the money, spend the money on it. I probably wouldn't go for a cubic zirconium. Maybe, like in the beginning, if you're going to upgrade it, but I probably wouldn't go for that for long term. Your finger might turn green. Chris Mullen says, I think it is the role of the sister and brothers to tell each other to cut the BS, right? Yeah, that's what I said. Tell your sister you are acting up. Lawnette Amber says, Chris saying because it's not about the ring or the wedding, it's about the relationship, the lifelong battling life togetherness. Exactly. Chris says, Lawnette Amber, exactly. It should not be about the ring. Ring is not that important. It's definitely not something to cry about. If you really love the person, you're going to accept what they give you. And the fact that they even thought to give you something, right? It took the time to go get it for you. Cheryl C says, if that stone was over half a carat and it was around 1,000, that ring likely isn't a natural diamond, girl. Right, not at all. Kimmy Locker says the Chris Mullen, right? I feel the same way about any relationship. If you can't and don't call each other on our BS, then we're not that close. Agreed. I agree. And I'm behind in the chat. Oh, I'm not that behind. Let's catch up. Honor Amber says, yes, ma'am, it is. We can share an ocean coast. Oh, yeah, that is true, huh? I always I guess I kind of mix up Washington with Washington, D.C., and they're nowhere near each other. Summer Butterfly says, my husband sent $1,500 for a half a carat from K's. That's not that bad. From K's, that is not that bad. Chris Mullen says, yep, exactly. Hella Swanky says, diamonds becoming popular was a PR campaign for a jewelry store. We learned about it in mass communication and journalism. Wow. Yeah, it's super recent, right? Summer Butterfly says, wish we went to Costco. Yeah, go to Costco. I'm telling y'all, you would get a lot more bang for your buck there. For especially any jewelry, you get a lot more bang for your buck at Costco. Lady Niltayak 1412 says, my husband paid $800 for just my diamond on my ring. 1,000 is nothing. Exactly. Especially nowadays too. If you're buying something nowadays, that little 1,000, and this was posted 11 months ago, it's not going to get you anywhere with a diamond ring. Hello Swinky says, just a fun fact, had to rewind a bit. No problem. Cha-Cha says, all this ring talk reminds me of a friend who got a Tiffany ring from her fiance. The money is enough to buy a modest house where here in Asia? Southeast Asia. Okay, Southeast Asia. It disappeared. We expect her sister stole it with no proof. That's kind of messed up if somebody stole it. If they stole the ring, that's messed up. But no, Tiffany rings are super expensive for no reason. They're not even really that good of quality. So stay out of Tiffany. Nice, pretty box, sure. They have good marketing. That's what you can say. They have good marketing, but their quality is not that good. It's expensive for no reason. TXJ Cha-Cha says, friend convinced herself that it must have been her nephew who went in her drawers and thought it's a toy and threw it off the condo. But us, her friends, think it's her sister who always want money when it's sold that thing, right? Kimmy Locker says to Hella Swanky, right? Diamonds aren't a girl's best friend. They're a company's best marketing campaign, and the company De Beers had up to 90% of the market share at one point. Yeah, I remember watching a documentary on that. Chris Mullen says, yep, he could well have spent 1,000 for a very pretty non-diamond ring. It would depend how much work went into the ring, etc. But hopefully the jeweler was honest to the man at the time of purchase. Yeah, that is true. Hopefully no one tricked him. Lawnet Amber says, literally Costco is the only place that has my meds during this year-long shortage. I stand Costco. Yes, of course. Costco typically is the best on a lot of things. Hello Swanky says, yeah, the diamond PR is relatively recent. Before then, people use heirlooms and regular gold bands. Yeah, exactly. Oops, almost not. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, they do. And we went to Mexico last year, and our tour guide just had a basic gold ring. I feel like that's still the standard in other countries. I think America is just greedy and we want everything. Because I think I'll also watch Love is Blind Brazil, and they just have plain bands as well. So I think it's just greedy America. Okay, let me go into the comments to see why they think that she's the a-hole, and then we'll jump on out of here because it's getting late. Okay, so he lied to her about it. That changes everything. I still don't think he lied, to tell you the truth. It sounds like she voiced that, but doesn't necessarily say he's the one that told her it was a diamond. Somebody comments and says, we don't know that. Did he say it was a diamond, or did she assume? Exactly. Yes, for the comments. I think she assumed. Infected Alloy says, yes, moissanite rings can easily be over 1,000, and the stones are far more beautiful than the real thing and just as hard. I've told my BF I want moissanite and other stones for the ring because I know I'd be pissed if he spent more than $500. We're saving up and trying to make a real investments like a home for our daughter to grow up in and a college fund for her, not a rock that has no resale value or actual worth. Obviously, if he lied, that's wrong, but there shouldn't have been a proposal at all if she insists she can't love someone for the rest of her life without a diamond ring. I feel bad for the guy either way. If he told her that and he still proposed to her, I don't know. He sounds like a simp to me. I want my husband to upgrade my ring to moissanite. Currently have mystic topaz and it's beautiful. So people talking about, where is the a-hole volts though? They're talking about all the different rings. Where is the a-hole volts? As you can see, I don't normally go through the comments. Here we go. Somebody says, good point. How much did he know about jewelry? And was it an old-fashioned jewelry store with real experts or some chain with salespeople who don't understand products? That's another thing. They go off commission. Other problem, chain shops. I can't see where everyone says she's the a-hole. Am I in the wrong section? They said, I guess. But what would he have done? Proposes. Will you marry me? Yes. Just so you know, this is moissanite, not diamond. I couldn't afford a big enough diamond that I was happy with, so I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't marry you then. I said diamonds only. I think this is a no-win situation. This is a just don't propose to her. I'm still unsure of fact number 2. Did she absolutely make it clear to him that she will only accept the diamond ring, or did she assume? And my thing is, even if she did say that and he gave her the moissanite, did she say, oh no, I can't take this because it's moissanite? Probably not, because she probably doesn't know the difference. I'm not seeing where people say she's the a-hole. These are all kind of supportive. Am I looking in the wrong spot? I'm just in the comments. Everyone seems to be with us that he never really told her, but the vote is that she's the a-hole. I don't know how to sort it though, y'all. Okay, let me see. Hello Swanky says, Kimmy Locker, yep, 100%. I think media literacy should be taught in high school or be a mandatory class in college because Lord PR runs the U.S. Loli says, we need more comments of the post. A lot of them are kind of in support with us of like, it doesn't really say he lied. Hello Swanky says, do we though? Hello Swanky said, based on the lack of communication, they seem to have assumed they both do a lot of assuming. Actually, the sister OP too. Yeah, that's true. I think they are assuming a lot. I think he probably proposed to her and she didn't even know it was moissanite, and that's why she had to have it tested by her friend. Cheryl C says, am I the only one wondering what the sister is bringing to her relationship? Exactly. And the thing is, she said, oh, he has more than enough money to buy me a diamond ring 11 months ago. That is what? 2022, $1,000 diamond ring is not very much, and having enough saved up as $1,000, he's probably not making that much money depending on how long their relationship is. If all he saved was $1,000, she's not asking for a $10,000 ring. She's asking for a $1,000 ring. So it doesn't sound like he has all the money she's assuming that he has. Yeah. So let's see. That was all I have for today. The comments, I don't see where they're saying she's the a-hole, but they voted her the a-hole. Let's see the poll. It says, am I the a-hole for telling my sister it's ridiculous to divorce someone who gave her a fake ring? 27% says yes. 41% says no. 32% says everyone sucks. I would go with no. I don't think she's an a-hole. I think, why are you crying over a ring? Talk to your husband. Figure it out. Maybe you can get a new one. I don't agree. But that is all that we have for tonight. This was a longer stream. I thought we were going to be done in an hour and a half, but here we are 2 hours later. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Reddit and Am I the A-hole, involving divorce and things that come around marriage and all the custody and all of those things. Well, I didn't say it at the beginning of the stream as I always do. It's already Thursday. The week is going by crazy, crazy fast. So I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will see you all